Hi guys, Campervan Barry here, and today I have got a right treat for you. Not only are we going to show you a brand new van with Campervan Nathan, but we've got the Dethleffs iconic all new 75k edition. Let's have a look at her. Now the Dethleffs 75k comes in 9 variants or 9 layouts you can have, varying from 5.4 metres all the way to 6.4 metres. But in the meantime, we'll have a look at the colours. Now as you can see, the first thing you notice is this striking matte blue paint. Now this is called Eternal Blue. There's 2 other colours you can have as well, which is Sierra Green and the Matador Red. So whichever takes your fancy, that's the one you want to go for.
On the exterior side, you can bronze a few bits. So if you've got the standard 75k, you get things like the 18-inch bore bit wheels, but you get them in bronze. And it also comes across to the decal along here. This will be in bronze as well. And you also have the 75k in bronze. Well, not only that, inside, you get the only choice for upholstery, which is the Scandi upholstery, but with bronze piping as well. Now, this particular van is in the stealth. So that's another option you can do on all the 3 different colourways. You can stealth it where everything goes black.
Now one option you may want to consider, because as standard these just come with the normal halogen headlights, but if you want to upgrade them to the full LED package, you can do that for just £1,180. That'll give you that strong white beam that comes out, so it's a lot clearer. If you're doing a lot of nighttime driving or even winter camping, winter driving, then they might be a great option for you.
So in terms of your gearbox on these vans, on the 540 option you've only got one choice, and that's automatic, and that's standard across all the range. So if you're looking at anything above that, so the 600 and the 640, you're looking at the manual option, which is standard, or you can upgrade to the 140 brake horsepower automatic. Now that costs you £3,020. But if you want a bit more power, if you're going to be towing something, if you're going to be in the mountains quite a bit, you want to go for the 180 brake horsepower, that's going to cost you £5,770.
And of course, if you are travelling with more than 2 people, you may want to consider the pop top. It'll cost you just £5,320, but of course then you can sleep 4 people and you've got seat belts for 4 as well. Right, let's walk you around the vehicle. So you can see it's on the Fiat Ducato 9, got the lovely grille there to show that off. The paint is just absolutely fantastic to look at, it really does stand out. We took this one to the NEC for the February show. It got so much eye attention, it was phenomenal. People do just love this one. As you can see at the top of this one though, we've added the skylight there, the panoramic sky view. That'll cost you £2,170 if you do want to add that. If you don't add that, you do get an extra big shelf inside, more storage, but of course with having that, you do get a lot of extra light into the vehicle. Now if we move around the side here, you see the decals on the vehicle really do make it look stunning. Even in this stealth mode as we've got here, it really does make it good. We've got the flush fitting windows here, so they are a nice touch, more aerodynamic. We've got the awning light and the awning, that's all standard on the vehicle. We carry on going round. We've got your water filler just here, and of course that's lockable, so no one can tamper with it. Coming around the back, we've got the rear view camera at the top there. We've got parking sensors at the bottom, so parking it is nice and easy. Again, those flush fitting windows all the way around the van. Got nice graphics here. We've almost taken this from the Heimer Grand Canyon. They seem to have those on there on the limited edition experience that Heimer do. Same sort of style, but it does look very good. Moving across again, you've got your extra window in the bathroom here, window in the rear of the van. A lot of vans don't get that, so it is a nice feature. This does let light in the back into the bedroom area. Toilet cassette just down here. Then you've got your boiler vent just there. Your electric hookup just going into here. And then finally down here, we've got your AdBlue and your diesel fill up, and it is lockable, of course, being on the Fiat. And of course, if you're thinking about taking the van away and doing some winter camping, you may want to look at insulating and heating your wastewater tank. To do that, it'll cost you £1,150. It's a great option to have. When you come to sell it, it might make it a bit more viable as well, because you're opening yourself up to a bigger market as well. As I mentioned earlier, if you're going to think about the pop top and you've got some children with you, one thing you are probably wondering about, does it have Isofix? Most vans nowadays for an extra will give you Isofix on the outer seat. The Dethleffs on this one, as you can see, you've got Isofix on both inner and outer seats, so you can safely take 2 children with you and know they are secure in the van. And also standard, we have got TV prep in the van already, so you're all wired up. All you need is Wi-Fi or put an aerial on the roof and you're ready to go. And then when it comes to storage, Dethleffs always do this very well. They've got one in the bottom here. If I open that up, flush fit in, as you can see, great big storage world, ideal for shoes, whatever you want to put in there so you're not dragging them through the van.
So as this is a special edition, they've done a few nice little extra touches. So as you walk in, you've got these nice pieces of wood that are just in a nice little design on the side. But not only that, they do have lighting behind. So the same switch that does your nice awning light does nice LED lighting behind the back as well. You've also got the usual fly screen on the side here, the electric step, and then of course the awning along the top.
Now when it comes to windows, as we said outside, it has got the nice looking flush fitting ones, but we've got 4 very good locks on here so we can keep it all nicely in place. When it comes to your blackout blinds, we just pull that down there, and then built into it above is your fly screen, and these are quite tight mesh ones there, so you should be quite safe in Scotland or any places you want to go to when you've got the smaller flies who might try and get in. Now we do get a nice extending table that does come out here with an extender that comes out underneath, and it is a split table, so if you do go for the extra guest bed, which is £440, the table leg comes in half, it lowers down onto the second rail just there, and then that stretches out here, and then you get 2 extra mattresses that do come with it, where if you go for the extra guest bed and an extra bit of wood, and that makes up a nice good size single bed here in the front, so you can take an extra passenger.
So underneath your seat here, pull that little lever there, bring that down. You've got a couple of things. You've got your boiler drain off in here, and then you've got your switchboard in there for all your trip switches if you ever need to find those. And then underneath the main compartment of your seat, that is where your boiler is located. So you can't put anything back there, but you get a little bit of storage in the front bit.
Now underneath the lockers here, we do have a power rail running through the van. You've got more on the other side, it goes on both sides into the bedroom as well. On that you can get these lights, and these do come off. You can put them where you want, up and down, so if you want extra light in another place, you can do that. You can also get USB power banks as well, with little USB slots, so if you do need to charge anything you can. But this one, it's not so much as a necessity, because you've got a USB type A and a USB type C just here as well, and you've also got a 3-pin socket just there as well. Your light switch is on that side, so you can turn the lights off inside. And remember on the outside earlier we mentioned the panoramic sky view you can get. Well, this is the light it lets through. It really does make it nice and airy in here. Great for you to have. So if you're not worried about that extra storage, because you do every now and again bang your head in it when you're getting in, if you don't want that extra storage, this is a great option to go for. Now when it comes to the fridge, it is on the end of the kitchen worktop here. So if I open this up, you can see here it's an 84 litre fridge. Got 2 crisper drawers down the bottom, good wide shelves, you'll get milk in there, and you've got a 6 litre freezer compartment at the top there. Controls for the fridge are handily located just at the side here, so you've got a power button on the end there. We've got a little temperature button, so you keep pressing that and that will select between 1 and level 5, which is the amount of power you're using, but the quicker it will cool down. And then you've got a nighttime mode, which will make it silent on there and not as powerful for during at night when you're asleep. Now, as Campervan Nathan mentioned earlier, we've got a new drawer opening system. You notice they're almost flush all the way down there, and you can now do everything with one hand. So we press the little button in, your handle pops out. We give it a pull out. We've got a good size cutlery drawer in there, really good size. We've got a nice little tray down at the side of it there, and when we push it closed, it's a nice soft close as well. Again, all one touch action. We'll open the next one here. These are good deep drawers as well. They must be, what, 40 centimetres back and a good 60 centimetres across. So we've got your Dethleffs books just in there. Everything that Dethleffs has done to the vehicle, they put in a little pack there. And then the final one at the bottom, we open that up. Again, another good deep drawer there. So plenty of storage on the Dethleffs. Now in the kitchen area, when it comes to cooking, we've got a handy LED light tube here, quite a good one, because obviously over here we're going to be using the pans, pots, and also doing some washing up as well. There's a nice little sink here, hot and cold running water, electric ignition as well for the hobs, and then we have got a 3-pin socket there and the light switch for the vehicle just there, and a couple of handy hanging hooks here, so if you want to hang anything up there, you can do it there and it's not taking up space in the cupboards. Now one thing we did get asked, what's that bit down there, Barry? At the show, a lot of people didn't know, but if we just pull this bit down, it's a handy step there to get into the vehicle there. Now if you don't like that and you prefer a bigger one, it is an option now. You can have the proper full 3 steps down or 2 steps to get into bed. It is an option. You pay a little bit extra for it, and they have got storage in the steps, but it does take a lot of room. So if you are going to go for that, it's not something you can take out. So say if you want to put paddle boards or anything like that in, you can lift that a bit out and store it and have them coming down the middle. Whereas if you go for the big steps, you're stuck with them there. So it's something you've got to weigh up. Although the steps are more convenient, that is a great option. Now when it comes to the rear bed, it is a great big rear bed in this one. Plenty of room, so you're all comfy. Dethleffs are also really famous for their mattresses. They are so soft. And to make things even better, if I lift this section up here, whiz this around, you can see we've got the Froley tight springs underneath here, so giving you extra cushion as well. So these really are a dream to sleep on. If you want a good night's sleep, there's no better van.
So welcome to the back of the van. So we've got some really nice storage lockers in the back here with lots of space in these. You've also got a nice unique one at the back of the van. You don't always get these on different vans, but you've got a really big locker just there, which is quite handy. It's another little place to store bits of bedding or clothing and things. It's really handy. So underneath as well, you've got USB port here with standard USB and then the newer USB-C under there. You've got a light switch there as well, and you've got a nice little book storage just under there as well, or phone storage for night time. And then tube lighting just underneath the cupboard here. And then again, I know it's already been mentioned, but you've got the really long light rails along the back on both sides, so you can use your USBs or detachable lights, and you can put them wherever you like in the back.
Now when it comes to bathrooms with Dethleffs, you've got a choice of 3 depending on which van you go for. This is what's called the swivel bathroom. So the reason why it's called the swivel bathroom, we'll press a little button, the wall swivels across and it reveals the shower room. So the shower head comes out, you get a portable one that sticks on the wall there, and then you've got your shower. If I shut that back across there, nice and easy, transitions back to its main state. You'll notice there's no shower curtain. That's because we've got the nice tambour door on this side. And this is one thing I do love about Dethleffs. A lot of bathrooms are quite tight and manoeuvrable, but if I come in here, I'm 5'10", comfortably sit down here and you've got plenty of room. Also when it comes to bathroom cupboard space, we've got a handy little cupboard just here. Another little storage tray at the top there, and another one just down here. And we've got your fly screen and blackout blinds even for the window in there.
So the different heating options on the 75k, you've got 4 options. So the standard no cost option is gas only. And if you want to upgrade that to gas and electric, then that's £890. And if you want to do that just diesel, and that's diesel for your heating and your hot water, that's also £890. Now if you want the option of diesel and electric, that's going to be £1,420. So you've got a few different choices there, and it's the same trimmer panel as we see here, where you set your heating temperatures, you do your hot water on either eco, hot or boost, and then you've also got the choice there to choose your fuel, your mixtures or just electric. So this particular one is the £1,420 option, which is the combination of diesel and electric. So you can see there you've got your fuel, you've got your mixture, mixture 2, and then electric 1 and electric 2 as well. But the handy little feature with these, which is good for summer, is they will vent air. So if you don't have the heating on, you can just put this onto vent. So it will just push sort of coolish air through your van. So it's quite handy if in summer you just want something just to breeze the van through. That's going to be a good little feature.
Now when it comes to habitation batteries, as standard you get one 95 amp hour AGM battery, so a normal battery. If you want to upgrade that to another one, you can do so for £410, so that will give you 190 amp hours in total. But if you want to go for the lithium option, that will give you an extra 140 amp hours. That will cost you £2,310. That will give you a combination of both. So you've got the 95 amp hour AGM, you've also got the 140 amp hour lithium. So some really good staying power there. And don't forget guys, if you are new to the channel or you've just not done so yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down beneath. It's absolutely free to do so, and it'll keep you up to date with all the latest videos we're bringing out. Also, if you haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit that. We're getting so close to 2,000 subscribers. Can't wait to do it, but let's crack on with the video. Now when it comes to the rear of the vehicle, you've got a good sized garage space here. You have got lashing rails you can get on the floor there. We've just got the points on there, but if you want the actual rails going down there, you can do that, but it's £220 extra option on there. Another option they do is the innovative pull-out, which is this feature here. If you don't have it, you just get extra space in there. But if I pull this little cord out here, pull that release out there, this locks out, and as you can see, you've got loads of little storage cupboard holes in here, as one of my customers called it, the wine rack. but it's great amount of space in there, and this will hold 25 kilos. So it's a proper sturdy bit of kit there, but that will cost you £440 if you do want this bit as an extra. And we pull the release cord there, put that in there, and as you can see, that ain't going nowhere, no rattling. It's a good bit of kit. Now, standard as well on the 75k edition, you've got your satellite navigation screen there with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. We've got your wireless climate control underneath that with your wireless phone charger as well. So you just put that underneath, that will charge your phone up nicely. Got a handy 12-volt socket just there. USB, we've got the new USB Type-C and we've got USB Type-A there. This one we've gone for the automatic on the 140 brake. Full digital cockpit as well, being on a new Fiat Ducato. It is a lovely drive on these Fiats. Overall, this vehicle just ticks every box in my opinion. It's a great price, great looking vehicle, plenty of gear inside it, and a comfortable one at that. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you've enjoyed this brand new 75k iconic vehicle from Dethleffs. If you've got any questions, just leave them in the comment box down below. I'd like to say a big shout out to cameraman Lee, who works tirelessly on all these videos for you. But we'll see you in the next video. Take care.